Hey guys, all right, so this is the weekly collective for all signs. If you're looking to get a private reading with me, I do link my email in the description box. I do want to apologize to everybody who's gotten readings from me this weekend because everything was just like just very chaotic here this weekend. So things got a little bit late and postponed and whatever. And I did try to explain that to you all that when you got readings, but hopefully by tomorrow I'll be back onto my normal schedule. Okay, so hope everybody had a good holiday as well. Okay, so I don't know, guys. I'm already feeling the retrograde kicking in. I'm already feeling it. I think it's going to be intense. I think it's going to be intense for sure. For Aries, Monday through Friday for Aries. What does that look like? Whoa. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Aries. Monday looks rough. Monday looks rough. I'll be honest with you. You want to know if that person was stabbing you in the back? You want to know if that person's causing you conflict? You want to know the truth about who that person really is? You're going to find out Monday. And it's going to be a painful experience. Okay, it's going to be a painful experience for sure. I'm getting this person could be of another nationality than you, but regardless, I'm seeing Monday's going to probably suck for you. I'm sorry. It's going to suck on Tuesday too, it looks like. You are feeling like the wounded warrior. You are done. You just don't have any hope for the situation anymore. It's like you're staring the tower down. It's like, okay, great, fantastic. So expect the first 2 days of the week to look like not your best. Hopefully this will not resonate with a lot of Aries. And you are waiting on messages by Wednesday. You're not getting them. You need these messages in order to move forward. Like, it's very important whether it's work or otherwise. There's the tower again. You're all right, Aries. Jesus, didn't you guys just get a bonus? Do I really have to do another one for you already? You have a spirit in your energy as well. I don't see your sleep being very good this week. Okay, moving on to Thursday. Moving on to Thursday. You do have somebody here. Oh, okay. On Thursday, you could be spending time with somebody you care about, somebody who's good to you. You could be else thinking they're your Ten of Cups, or you guys could be discussing what your Ten of Cups looks like. Okay. I see good communication. I feel like, there's a bit of a release by Thursday where you're feeling a little bit better. And on Friday, a little bit of hope. You have a little bit of hope. What's going on Friday? Oh, yeah. Okay. Absolutely. So some sort of justice will play out by the end of the week, luckily. I see you spending time with somebody who really cares about you once again, somebody helping you out emotionally, like helping you in any sort of way, maybe even physically helping you. It doesn't matter, but I see somebody helping you out, and you will have somebody try to reconcile this whole thing, probably the person that started this shit show. And obviously that's not what you're going to end up doing. You have unexpected money coming this week, so just to anticipate that as well. For Taurus, 5 cards for Taurus for the week. We do have Tarot Kitty sitting on the bed. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Monday looks good. You could be... All right, I see your finances looking pretty good on Monday. However, I also see somebody's giving you something. It looks like a charm. It doesn't have to be. Maybe you're finding a thrift store. Maybe you're at antiques. I don't think something you bought online. Could be being gifted it, but something very important you'll be getting on Monday. Also, like I said, your finances looking really good. Whatever it is that you have is going to be like... whatever it is that you're getting or buying or being gifted, whatever, is going to have a lot of sentimental value to you, okay? So on Tuesday, we have you be careful with your spending on Tuesday. Be careful with if you're putting money aside for a trip, if you're, you know, trying to buy something, if you already spent the money, whatever. I just see buyer's remorse to some degree, and you being like, oh, that was kind of stupid, irrational thing to do, but it happens. On Wednesday, be careful on Wednesday if you're not looking to reproduce, but if that's not the case, it does look like you are kind of bitter, a little bit upset that you're moving on from something. It doesn't matter what that is, whether it's work, whether it's personal. But you're going to see the most growth and abundance once you do. Okay, so it's going to feel crappy, but end up really positive for you. On Thursday, we have you, else you're physically healing from something or you're manifesting something, like something huge, something really like big. This would be like manifesting fame or manifesting it looks like fame, but I'm trying to think of what else it could be. You know, it's something huge. So it's not like you're just not manifesting like a good day. You're manifesting something enormous, something that would change your entire life, which is kind of interesting. It does look like if that's the case, it would be postponed, but still. If it's just an illness you've been dealing with, you'll be healing. And you're working towards some sort of goal on Friday. If you're single and looking, you could be meeting somebody Friday. If you're not, I just see you working towards some sort of goal. And watch out for theft on Friday. That's strange. Moving on to Gemini. 5 cards for the week for Gemini. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Ooh, okay. For those of you that are in any sort of partnership, whether that's romantic or... Lula won't let me let him in today, so he's pissed off. If you are in any sort of partnership, romantic, non-romantic, whatever the case, something that you've been excited about, there's a trust issue for sure. 100% trust issue. You may find out something you don't want to hear. They might find out something. Regardless, it doesn't look really good. On Tuesday, it looks like you are working towards some sort of financial goal. You're not really willing to like compromise. You're very focused. Okay, whatever this is going to be huge for you. It's going to bring a lot of changes, a lot of success, hopefully. You're ready. You're ready for a change in your abundance, okay? On Wednesday, you could be getting emotional support from somebody. This could be even a pet. Doesn't even have to be a person, could be a pet. I'm getting heavy water sign, but take it as it resonates. And somebody's protecting your name when you're not around, which is always fantastic. I love loyalty, man. I love loyalty. And on Thursday, you're working on something. You could be working on something with more than one person. I see you eating and or drinking something that you really love on Thursday. Like really excited about it, actually. You'll be meeting somebody new. Does not have to be romantic on Thursday. Oh my God, what do I have, like dog hair in my face or something? And on Friday, I see some new passion coming your way. This could be anything from financial to emotional, to just having sex, guys. Some of you are just going to be having sex, okay? But it looks really good. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay. Moving on to Cancer. 5 cards. Oh, he's really upset he can't come in here. He is really, really clingy, that's why. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Cancer, you might have an issue with your health this week and or panic attacks. One or the other. It's health or panic. Like I felt it instantly. Not good. For some of you, you might be contemplating getting into a very long-term commitment with somebody on Monday. You could be taking your relationship to another level. You could be, I mean, if you're not interested in people, I mean, I don't know, man. This looks like a long-term commitment. But of course, worst case, this could be a business partnership, okay? On Tuesday, it does look like you kind of have your guard up with somebody. You're trying to let go of something energetically that's been bothering you. It's almost like it's not a person. It's something energetically that's been bothering you internally. Actually, I'm not feeling good doing your reading, Cancer. That's not good. That is really weird. That is for you. That is weird. So you have some sort of internal blockage that you're working on Tuesday, okay? It's not going to be the best, but you do have a lot of support here. All right, Tarot Kitty, thank you. On Wednesday, you're dealing with, in my opinion, you're dealing with somebody that I think you trusted and or had faith in, and you're going to find they're disappointing you in some sort of way, whether it's through their behavior, through their possessiveness, through their, could even have addictions. I don't know, but you're going to be pretty disappointed by Wednesday. You're like, are you kidding? Like, I saw the best in you and now you're showing me the worst once again, or for the first time, whatever the case, okay? On Thursday, somebody's going to try to reconcile with you. If you're like, no, I'd never reconcile with anybody a day in my life, you could also be having some sort of like dreams, nostalgia about somebody from the past that you miss, okay? And I actually don't think, I worry about this reconciliation, if it is one, only because I really feel like this person's after something with you, okay? I don't feel like they're reconciling for the right reasons. And on Friday, you are trying to find some common ground with somebody. You're trying to find some stability. You're working towards some sort of spiritual goal, and you could be considering else a move and or travel. Let's see if my health now improves after Cancer. All right, so for Leo, okay, Leo, I'm getting excited for you, so that's like butterflies in the stomach, kind of excited, so that's interesting. 5 cards for Leo. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so you're working on something on Monday. Obviously, you could just be at work or you're working on some sort of investment. Either or, your wish fulfillment is to drop a heavy burden that has been bothering you for quite some time now, okay? On Tuesday, somebody's kind of like invading your territory or invading your space, or like, you know, they're overwhelming you on Tuesday. They could even be like drinking. Somebody's drinking heavily on Tuesday and driving you crazy. And you may need to take like a break and or go hang out with somebody you care about or go vent to somebody, whatever the case. But I do see you being very upset. You're seeking stability. Somebody's not stable on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you are releasing somebody energetically, especially if you had somebody pass recently. You're finally kind of releasing that pain. And if it's not a passing, you're releasing somebody energetically, okay? You're like done, you're over it, you're ready to move on. On Thursday, you are getting emotional support from somebody. You could even be talking about if you're in a relationship, taking it to the next level. If you're not in a relationship, you could be starting one, or looking at the options to have a relationship, something like that, okay? And same thing for Friday. On Friday, looks the same. It's like, okay, cool. They could be at a distance. Maybe you're just meeting them. Maybe you know who this is, but you're walking towards them with divine guidance. Somebody who's very emotional. Okay, moving on to Virgo. Monday through Friday for Virgo. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm just going to start this by saying, Virgo, if you are fertile, I would be careful this week. This is There's a lot of sex cards here, all right? There's a lot of sex and pregnancy cards. Like, I mean, like, whoa, that was weird. I would be careful. On Monday, again, if you're not getting pregnant or getting somebody pregnant, kids are expensive, guys. Kids are expensive. Then you are going to see a lot of growth and abundance. Somebody could be bringing you some food or offering to take you to dinner or something of that nature, but I do see Monday being really good for you. On Tuesday, we have some passionate situation taking place, whether that's passion for school, passion for work, passion for a person, it doesn't matter. You're feeling passionate, you're feeling excited. You feel like you're getting to your 10 of Cups. Somebody's coloring their hair. On Wednesday, again, if you're in a relationship, you could be having the time of your life. If you're not in a relationship, you could just be, I guess, spending time with people you enjoy, making plans to spend time with people you enjoy. There's lots of progress here this week for you, Virgo. I do like that. I do like that. Also, you've been trying to get somebody out of your life, it looks like, for a while, and I think you finally succeed by Wednesday of like, oh, thank God, they finally got the hint, you know. On Thursday, you could have some regrets, though. Okay, so on Thursday, you're falling back into something that you've been trying to, like, let's say you quit sugar, let's say you quit coffee, let's say you quit smoking, let's say you quit masturbating, I don't know, you know, like just something, and then on Thursday you kind of regress. Shit happens, guys. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. And there's somebody thinking about you. You got in a fight with somebody at some point. It could have been this weekend, and they're thinking about you on Thursday. On Friday, it looks like a social gathering of some sort that you end up canceling, not showing up to, or not invited and you find out about it, but it looks disappointing. All right, moving on to Libra. Monday through Friday. Hey, Arnold. Hope you're well. Hope you're recovering. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Feeling kind of left out of a situation on Monday. You had like this wish fulfillment and it looks like it's not really panning out the way you wanted it to. You're kind of frustrated. You're going to read something tomorrow that's going to be, I won't say life-changing per se, but like it's going to be meaningful long-term for you, whatever it is that you read, okay? On Tuesday, it's the same thing. It looks like there's a lot of like, just feeling kind of down the beginning of the week, okay? Just feeling like something's lacking in your life or you're getting passed up for opportunities or whatever the case. You're just kind of miserable the first 2 days. Of course, nothing you can do about it. Like it's, you know, life sucks sometimes. You are going to be hearing from messages from somebody who's feeling like, okay, you and somebody else are kind of like mirroring each other as far as misery. So you guys will be talking on Tuesday as well. I think you guys have been arguing anyway. On Wednesday, you may be hearing about some new financial situation that you could get involved in, whether it's a side job, new job, pay raise, moving up in a company, something like that. It's unexpected, so that could be very exciting for you, okay? Somebody could also be retiring on Wednesday. And on Thursday, be careful of somebody causing you a tower moment. It looks like a tower moment. Could be a fire sign or an earth sign. Looks like it's in the workplace. If you don't work, then it would have to be something around your finances. Yeah. This week doesn't look great. Libra, you're definitely getting a bonus. You're definitely getting, you guys are overdue for one anyway. I see fighting on Friday as well. For some of you, it could be with a child. If you don't have a child, then it is somebody who's doing something behind your back in a very malicious sort of way, okay? Okay, for Scorpio. 5 cards for Scorpio for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Man, why is everybody having such a freaking rough week? I mean, I know we're going to retrograde, but Jesus, like, this is not great. On Monday, if you've been sick, you're healing. If you haven't been sick, you might be feeling kind of joyous about the week, feeling like you're going to go into it like, oh, you know, this is going to be fantastic. I have decisions to make. I have things to, projects to work on, people to meet, feeling really good about it. For now. You could even be excited about some sort of new project that you're working on, but I just don't feel like it's going to turn out the way you hoped. Now, again, we're going to Mercury retrograde and things get delayed, so that could be part of the problem. On Tuesday, oh, yeah, something doesn't work out the way you wanted it to, and you get frustrated. It says in divine timing it will, but it doesn't help when you're waiting on something and it you know, it falls through. Like, that's frustrating, right? Yeah. Somebody might be asking a favor of you as well. On Wednesday, oh, you're hurting. Else physically hurting, or you're hurting. I think somebody's going to say something to you that's going to be hurtful as well. Could be an air sign, doesn't have to be. But at the end of the day, some of you it's physical. At the end of the day, it does look like, you know, you just have to move forward, okay? On Thursday, you're needing to make a quick judgment call and walk away from a situation. Definitely could be a business situation. It's not a romance by any means, but I do see you walking away from something, just fed up with it. And by, ooh, you have a spirit too. Another sign got this too. And then by Friday, you're waiting on some sort of justice. You're not willing to fight for it. You're just going to wait, let the universe kind of figure that out, okay? If you were supposed to get a part of I'm going to say inheritance, but it could be anything, okay? A part of something, like a sum of money from something, closing on a house, whatever the case, I see somebody trying to leave you out of it. Moving on to Sagittarius. 5 cards for the week. Monday through Friday. Doesn't want to pull for Sag. That's interesting. Something's in the works. I'm seeing a pipe breaking or cracked. I'm seeing the symbol of Aries. Somebody from the past, masculine, coming back in. I'm getting like salt and pepper, maybe hair or something like that. I don't know. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Monday, you could be dealing with a water sign, not necessarily. This could be someone you're else in a relationship with or just meeting for the first time. There is a possibility in divine timing, one of you is going to walk away. It looks like it's coming. If it's a relationship, it's coming to an end. If it's a new person, it's not going to last, okay? On Tuesday, we have you stalking someone or someone stalking you. Again, this is not in a like demonic sort of way. This is like, you know, looking at social media, looking at, you know, Google searching. I don't know. Somebody's like kind of trying to see what you're up to for whatever reason, while you're trying to make some decisions around finances, okay? So just a nosy person. Watch out for some sort of ailment. Whoa, that is really weird. I just got pushed again. That happens once in a while. I don't know. I don't know. That's really weird. That's some things in this room. You could have some sort of ailment pop up. Nothing major, but some sort of ailment pop up on Tuesday or this week at some point. You could be considering a move by Wednesday and or travel. somebody else asking you to do so, or you're getting channeling that you need to do this. One or the other. Okay, this is like this is something that's important. Again, you seem to have an air sign floating around here as well. And I'm seeing somebody farming something. On Thursday, could be dealing with a spiritual person and or a Pisces, or you're going through something very spiritual yourself. Okay, we have divinely guided by something. Somebody's feeling very left out and needs change and very hurt by you, or you are feeling very hurt by them. Okay, and by Friday, somebody's going to try to reconcile with you. If it's not reconciliation, I suppose it could be I think it's reconciliation. For some of you, I suppose you could be meeting a soulmate, but I don't think so. They're a drinker, but I don't see, like, they're not an alcoholic, but they're definitely a drinker. Could have children. I would say also be careful of the things you say over the last 2 days of the week. There could be miscommunication. For Capricorn, 5 cards for the week. Monday through Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. On Monday, somebody's hostile towards you on Monday. Could be in the workplace, okay? I don't know. Maybe they just don't appreciate you. Maybe they just are having a bad day, but it does look like it's going to affect your mental health, okay? If you are waiting on a new position, more money, and, you know, whatever the case, you might be hearing from somebody on Monday. On Tuesday, it looks like you need more sleep. Maybe you're taking the day off. Maybe you're taking a trip, whatever, but it does look like you're going to need more rest. In the distance, if you are single and looking, or if you're in a relationship, there could be children. Assuming you're childbearing age, okay? But I am seeing that. Your 10 of Cups is going to come with a lot of emotional abundance, okay? And on Wednesday, somebody owes you something on Wednesday. They've owed you for a while. This is a very reconciliation sort of feeling, and you will be getting it back. On Thursday, you're trying to decide where you're really going to invest. Ooh, somebody that has a drug problem is going to come back around, or you're going to hear from them on Thursday, okay? Not good. You are energetically not in line with this person, and they're kind of toxic. Be careful there. They're going to expect too much of you. And on Friday, you could be considering a trip to see. This would be like a gathering kind of trips, like more, not just you taking the trip, it would be like everybody's taking the trip kind of thing. It's a trip, or you're discussing a move with somebody. I think mostly it's going to be, for most of you, it's going to be a trip. Moving on to Aquarius. 5 cards for Aquarius for the week. I hung out with Lulu and her boyfriend again last night. They're very serious about each other. Very, very serious. So we'll see what happens. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. God, everybody's week looks so not great. Not great. On Monday, you're feeling pretty joyful. You're feeling kind of excited about it, something, okay? Watch out, you have a stalker. You have a stalker who's at a distance. They're like watching you somehow, okay? Yeah, you're excited about your 10 of Cups. You feel like you're heading towards your 10 of Cups, some sort of investment, whether it's a person, whether it's finances, whatever, you're excited. You could be disappointed by somebody you care about, though, by Tuesday, okay? They're going to say something. You're going to be in your head about it. You're going to be frustrated, and maybe can't work, maybe can't think, can't sleep kind of thing. Like, did they mean what they said, or should I let it go? Should I fight this person? Whatever the case, okay? You're in the upright, though, by Wednesday. Could be hanging out with having something to do with an earth sign. This is somebody looks like you're pretty close to. Could be a family member even. And in divine timing, you two are going to go through some sort of spiritual connection together or spiritual elevation around the same time, okay? And by Thursday, you're finding your stability once again. I still think you're practicing something spiritual, whether it's tarot, whether it's the Bible, it doesn't matter. I see you practicing something. And if you have a water sign in your energy, they might be feeling very left out by you on Thursday. So just keep that in mind. You know, us water signs are like giant freaking crybabies. So that's probably nothing you're doing wrong. On Thursday, that was Thursday. Friday, something will be illuminated. Oh, it's a manifestation for you. Something's coming. A huge manifestation. For some of you, it's a business partnership, and for others of you, it could be literally a marriage. Interesting. And Pisces, last but not least, for Pisces. 5 cards for Pisces. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. God, I'm dying to find out if everybody has a miserable week, because none of these readings look great. They don't look. Some of them don't look horrible. Some of them look horrible. So you're feeling like the wounded warrior on Monday. You are feeling beat down energetically, mentally, whatever the case. You are still feeling very tied to a situation that you kind of want to release, but it's like you're just not able to at this time. And we have lots of messages going back and forth between you and somebody else. Your wish is to get through this, whatever it is, whatever this conversation is, or whatever you're going through on Monday, to just get through this. You have a wish fulfillment coming this week. Okay, so at some point this week, you're going to be like, oh, thank God. You know, I really needed this kind of thing. On Tuesday, I feel like you're channeling or having some sort of psychic downloads. You need it by Tuesday. I'm seeing that, you know, maybe it's even meditation, but I'm seeing that you really need this. And it's going to bring you some stability and fill your cup. It's going to fill your cup. It's like, okay, I'm depleted. Like, I need more. I need something, okay? On Wednesday, you could be dealing with a child, and or if you don't have a child, you could be talking about children, or could even be talking about taking a relationship to another level. Again, if you're not in a romance, maybe you're starting a business with a friend, but this does look like a manifestation of some sort of very serious commitment. Yeah. Even like conversations about, are you invested or not? So again, can be work related or romance. On Thursday, you could be going to some sort of celebration, gathering, or event. Could be dealing with a fire sign. You have your 10 of Cups in front of you somewhere. Okay. So if you're like, no, I don't have my 10 of Cups, well, it's within view. And on Friday, you could be dealing with somebody at a distance, or somebody who is distant, somebody who is stalking you or watching what you do. Okay. Could be an air sign, somebody with a very sharp tongue. They're definitely giving the evil eye to you, Pisces, whoever this person is. And you have a spirit around you as well. Another sign got that as well. Could be spending time with somebody you care about. However, watch not what you say this, or watch how you take things this week, because it does look like you could get your heart broken just out of miscommunication, okay? All right, guys, so that was it. Yeah, it was a really rough weekend for me, from Friday on, really. And so I do appreciate everybody who's been really patient with me. I promise by tomorrow I'm going to get back on my normal schedule and try to be sane again, and try to make it to the gym and be a human.